unfortunate, but at least you didn't like blow a head gasket or something.
Yeah. And I mean, I got 3 clean runs in, so I'll take that.
Yeah.
Alright, so today is going to be the Miata's first event. It's really early in the morning. I'm tired. I didn't get much sleep last night, but I'm super excited to get to it. I went ahead and checked all the fluids and everything, make sure they're at the right level, and the car is good to go. And it's really cold, so I'm going to hop in the car and hurry up and get to this event. Alright, so I've made it to the event. It was a complete mess this morning. I got up at like 6 and I forgot a bunch of stuff at home. I forgot a ratchet strap that I needed, so I had to go pick that up. And I also forgot my extra DSLR camera battery, so I'm running off one camera today other than the GoPro, but now I need to go register and get this all out of the way so I can relax. So what class am I, Ruby?
STD.
STS. Alright, so I registered and everything. The car is good to go, and I actually ended up having to work Group 1 that ran. I had to just make sure that all the cones that got hit or knocked over got put back to where they need to go. And I'm running Group 3, so now I can walk around and film a bit before I get on the track.
Marino is holding down the top spot right now.
Okay, so I just finished up my first run and the car did pretty well actually. I'm pleasantly surprised by it. Now, I didn't see the timing board or anything, so I don't know exactly what I ran, but it should be a semi-decent time, and I know I can definitely shave quite a bit off of it, hopefully a couple seconds my next run. Now, I didn't walk the course or anything, so that really didn't help, but I mean, it was a really small course, so it didn't really matter too much. Now, my second run, I'm going to push it a little bit harder, hopefully shed some time, and I actually need to run and go get a different helmet. I'm using one of the loaner helmets, and it's a little too big with the GoPro on it, so it's just bobbleheading around. I could not stand it, so I'm going to go grab a smaller helmet, put the GoPro on it, and probably do some commentary or something like that for these next couple runs.
I'll go with the times that I know are awesome. Let's start with pack standings, as they may have changed now that we have sitting in third in packs is Carlton Whitehead in that 2002 STR S2000.
So, commentary time. Here you can see me take off. The Miata is going nowhere as usual. I didn't launch or anything, so that didn't help. And right there, I locked up the brakes just for a split second. The car has no ABS, and the brakes just feel really weak on Miatas, at least to me. And when combine that with tiny tires, it's just really easy to lock the brakes up. And in this section, just this part on the left, it's just every corner. It was just really hard to get traction. It felt a lot like an open diff. But other than that, the car was doing alright. And I mean, you can tell the course is really small, it's almost over. And this last corner, I always tried to do just a tiny little skid, just because. But that was my second run, and it went decent enough. Alright, so I finished up my second run and it went a little bit better than the first. I probably shed about a second or so. I keep missing a timing board when I drive by. I need to remember to keep an eye out for it. But it's starting to get really hot outside, so I'm kind of just wanting to get the rest of the runs done. I switched to the closed face helmet and it's just a lot harder. I'm starting to sweat now. But I believe there's 5 runs today, which I finished 2, and hopefully I can just slowly progress over the rest of the runs, shed off a second, half a second, just at the end of the day post a decent time. But now I'm going to get ready for my third run.
Your top 10 in packs so far around the third run.
So I'm not going to talk as much this time, so you can just watch the run and not have to listen to my boring voice. However, hopefully you can tell that the car is just sort of fighting for traction out of the turns. It just doesn't have the punch, and the car keeps bogging down sort of just because it doesn't have any power. And of course, tiny little skid. Now back to past Austin. Okay, so that run was pretty much identical to the one I did before. I don't think I shed any time or anything. Now, I did see the timing board, but I didn't get to read it all. I just saw 36.7 or something like that. And I think it's a bit slower than the rest of the cars. They're a lot faster. There's a Mustang, and then there's a Integra that's actually really quick out there. He's running like 32s or something, which I think he's leading the group. But hopefully I can speed it up. I'm actually fighting the car a bit now. I just can't really get traction out of the turns, which is kind of my fault. I have 40 psi in the back, which I did just for drifting. Really, the car needs all the help it can to spin tires. So I'm going to drop it down to 30. Hopefully that'll help it out. And really, I think a lot of it comes down to the differential. It is an LSD, but it's pretty shitty, to be honest. It feels a lot like an open, so maybe I'll switch to a welded or put in a better LSD or something at some point. But hopefully I can run a better run if I drop the PSI and not fight the car so much.
Know until the last novice runs what the outcome's going to be. Man, Daniel's tossing that thing, picking up the inside rear tire of 26.
Now this run is where things start going bad. I'm sitting here at the stop line, and right before the guy sends me, there's just a bunch of smoke coming out the hood, but I still went anyways. I didn't think nothing of it. It's actually a pretty common thing with this car at this point. But I realized real quick there's a problem here. The car kicks out, and then again here, which I just instantly shake my head. I'm like, what's going on? And I remember in the moment I was thinking, I was like, why is the car spinning out so much? I was like, maybe I'm leaking coolant or something, but I thought I would have to be leaking a crazy amount of coolant to make it that squirrely. So I was like, maybe it's just cars. So the rest of the run, I just sort of, I guess, shake my head at everybody and just sort of putt to the exit. And little did I know I was just dragging coolant across the whole course, which I feel really bad about. But I'll pick up there. You'll see everybody just runs to my car instantly, and they think I blow a head gasket or something. Not a good time.
Oh, you're donating some coolant to the track.
I saw I probably busted a hose or something.
And that coolant is hot as hell.
Oh, it boiled over.
Well, I saw a tiny bit of smoke right before I went, you know? I was like, maybe it's just something burning off.
Yeah, I would replace all your hoses.
Unfortunate, but at least you didn't like blow a head gasket or something.
And I mean, I got 3 clean runs in, so I'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the 4th run, the Miata blew out one of the radiator hoses and spewed coolant absolutely ever, so it kind of porked me, and it just drug coolant across the whole track, which I'm sure everybody was really happy about. But with me and help of a few other people here that are extremely nice, we got the car fixed. And I mean, my main camera died and everything, so I'm on my phone right now, so I'm just gonna go back home and I'll talk to you all then. Alright, so it's the next day. I got back from the event last night and I was super tired, and I also had to drive 3 hours back here to Greenville, so I just pushed it off. I was like, I can finish the video tomorrow. But overall, the car did great. I'm actually really impressed with it. And firstly, I'll just talk about what happened on the 4th run. Like right before I went to go, I was at the line waiting for the guy to send me, and smoke started pouring out of the hood. I noticed it at the last moment, and really I was just trying to go anyway so nobody would notice it up front and try to get me to stop. Now, the car has smoked a bunch of times in the past few weeks or anything, so I wasn't really stressing it. The car keeps having coolant failures and all sorts of stuff like that. This car has seriously broke more in the past few weeks than the past 4 years of me daily driving BMWs and stuff, and I mean, I'm just kind of over it. But eventually, if I keep replacing everything, it'll be good to go. There's nothing more that could break, at least I hope so. But I didn't really feel much just because it broke and we had to be out of the parking lot, the event area, by like 3 or something. So I didn't have much time. I had like an hour or so to fix it and get back home, which thankfully there were people there to help me. They were really nice, and I would have been screwed without them. They helped me a ton, so I'm really appreciative of that. But that was what happened. The car is fixed, it's good to go. And as far as how it did, it got last place overall, which I know sounds absolutely terrible, but it's really not that bad at all, because I only finished a little over half of my runs that everybody else got, so that really hurt the timing and everything and my overall score. Really, if I sorted the traction and everything and pushed more, the car could have easily got, I would say, around 3rd or 4th. It's actually really competitive. I just need to sort out a few kinks and the car will be good to go. Anyways, back to what I was saying. There's actually bolts in the rear that adjust camber and everything. They're also in the front, but it adjusts caster too, so you don't really mess with them. But I'm actually planning to add camber in the back just to help with drifting and everything. The car has no power, so it needs all the help it can get to spin a tire. So I'm probably going to add camber, and then before all the autocross events and stuff, I'll adjust the bolts and pull all the camber back and have little to no camber, which should help the traction. And also, I really want to upgrade the diff. Now, normally I would just pull the LSD out, get it open, and put it welded in, but I'm trying to stop doing that. I'm trying to keep a car semi-clean and normal for once, which is really hurting my soul. But I'm probably going to, hopefully I'm planning to upgrade to a 1.8 diff and axles and everything, which if that doesn't work out, I will put a weld in there and call it a day. But I'm trying to refrain from it. It's testing my patience. But really, the car should do good as long as I just fix the traction and everything, and I think it could be a really competitive car. I'm going to run the next event, which I believe is in a month or so. It's all the way in Virginia, which is kind of sketching me out. It's about an hour or so, a little over an hour from my home back in Asheboro. I'm here for school in Greenville. So if anything happens, it only has to make an hour, which I'm pretty sure it can do. I don't know, maybe something else will blow up and I'll probably bust the radiator or something and be screwed. I never know with this car. But that's enough talking. I'm going to go in and show you all a little sneak peek of something coming to the E36. So here's a box of turbo goodies that was graciously given to me by a subscriber. I'm super excited to open it, and I'm going to be saving it. The video should be out in a day or two, which I'm trying to make this build happen as soon as possible. It's taking time, but I'm trying my hardest. And also, you can see here I am changing the Miata interior to black. I hate tan. I'm just dyeing the carpet and everything now, which normally looks like that, which, let me see if it can focus. See, the tan looks terrible, and once it's all done, it just comes out a nice black, and it just looks a lot better. And eventually I want to throw the seats out of the E36 into the Miata and buy some fixed back seats for the E36, so both cars will get a nice upgrade. But that was my day at the event, which really I'd recommend autocross to absolutely anybody. I know a lot of you probably just care about drifting, but it is a great way to just get seat time and just have fun in a car. You're just really cheap and you're not going to burn through tires and everything. And it's not as harsh as drifting. So I'd recommend it, and you can bring literally whatever vehicle you drive, even if it's like a van or something. People take all sorts of cars out there, so you don't really have to worry about that. But I'm going to just end the video here. I'm tired, and hopefully I'll run the next event in the Miata and it'll go a bit smoothly, and I won't forget my battery so I can film more. But as always, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, and until then.